Good evening. This is Debra V. Wilson. It is Sunday, the 13th of December, 2020. The time is 1800 hours and 23 minutes GMT, and I am in Bradford. On Monday, the 23rd of November, the UK Home Office announced Lord Walney as independent advisor on political violence and disruption. And I will read the announcement as well as include the link to the article, to the announcement in the description box of this podcast. Lord Walney will take on a new unpaid role as independent advisor on political violence and disruption. The coronavirus pandemic has coincided with an increase in activity and prominence amongst far right, far left, and other political groups. Lord Walney will examine the points at which the activities of such groups can cross into criminality and disruption to people's lives and draw lessons for the UK from the action taken by international partners. The independent review of PREVENT will continue to provide the required scrutiny of the UK's approach to countering violent extremism through supporting those vulnerable to being drawn into terrorism, and will provide vital recommendations for how it may be improved. Independent advisor on political violence and disruption, Lord Walney said, quote, "I am really pleased to be asked to advise the government on how groups from across the political spectrum are seeking to exploit the fear and uncertainty of this period in the UK and elsewhere. As populations across the world adapt to restrictions and seek to return to normality, the UK government rightly wants to understand and guard against those who may seek to use this period of disruption to twist the legitimate protest and debate into criminality and illegitimate disruption to people's lives." Unquote. Following the conclusion of Lord Walney's review, his findings and recommendation will be presented to the Prime Minister and to the Home Secretary for publication, subject to their approval. Again, I will include this in the description box of the podcast. I'm very interested in learning more about the work of this independent advisor. And with that in mind, I have two particular questions that I'm keen to see answered, and I'm hoping Lord Walney's work takes us closer to answering my two concerns. One of them is, what is the process for the militarization / weaponization / radicalization of an identity? We all have a myriad of identities simultaneously. Female, male, your age, your ethnic group, your nationality, your orientation, your religion or lack of religion. And so my question is, what is the process? And then that's also, I would say, I don't know which one comes first, the chicken or the egg, because the other question I have is, what mechanism prompts a person to feel that they need to militarize or weaponize an identity? What makes a person vulnerable to that? What makes a person believe that something about themselves should be galvanized to the point of being utilized as a weapon so that it is the normative, be it there's a right, quote unquote, race to be, there's a right religion to be, there's a right nationality to be, that ableism, that I'm right because I'm quote unquote able-bodied and you are not. what is that process? And also at the very beginning, I would like a clearer, better understanding of how extremism is being defined. I think there's some things, with the context being the UK, I think there's some things across the board we'd all think of as extreme. And I'm not so much speaking about what those actions mean from a legal perspective, but I'm talking about this continuum of extremism and the different ways in which extremism might manifest itself. Hate crimes, the aberrant construct of your ethnicity, the aberrant construct of your religiosity. FGM, incels, which is the aberrant construct of your gender. So I guess I want to know how that, I want a better understanding of how that process happens. And again, that we simultaneously live with a myriad of intersecting identities. So if a person is galvanized, radicalized, how do they pick the, first of all, why are they? Why do they feel they need to weaponize, radicalize, weaponize any identity? And then what's the process for deciding which one to pick?